Hey peeps, hope you're doing well. Guess what I'm doing? I am packing for our move in a couple of weeks, so I figured I would do a video just talking about stuff while I pack and get things situated. I look like a mess. Please forgive me. Been a long day. It's been a day. So, I obviously I still go to therapy regularly. I go probably every other week or so. And ultimately, I have found it to resolve a lot of things, and it's helped me make a lot of discoveries about my own tendencies, which can be toxic, coping skills that aren't always healthy coping skills. But it's also, I feel like, helped me become a little bit more keen with regard to noticing other people's behaviors and noticing how I react to other people's behaviors. Case in point, I have a relatively dysfunctional family. Not my more immediate family, but like more like of the distant family. Tends to be a little bit more dysfunctional, emotionally speaking, on the maternal side. Cliff Notes version, and I've mentioned this before, my maternal grandmother was pretty emotionally abusive and sometimes physically abusive. And ultimately, that's caused like a lot of residual. And not only myself, but a lot of other family members. And I feel like as a person, I've worked pretty well on disempowering those things that she used to say to me. I've worked really hard on building myself back up after what she used to do and say when I was a kid. And I'm not going to get into the details of what she would do and say in this video necessarily because that's going to be way too much. But let's just say that my grandmother was, like I've mentioned in a prior video, my first bully, and I think set into motion a lot of my mental health challenges that I've experienced my entire life. But the more I've grown, I've discovered that my grandmother's abusive tendencies have affected people that I really care about, and that they are on their own journeys and experiencing their own struggles. And I don't know if they are always aware of the gravity of the trauma. And one of my big challenges that I've been experiencing lately is continually falling into this vice grip where I think that because I have resolved a lot of my trauma, or I've at least addressed it, I feel this pressing need to help my family members who are also on their own journeys work through theirs as well. And unfortunately, I've discovered that there are family members who have gotten so comfortable in their trauma that they fall into the same traps, the same cycles, the same toxic tendencies. And my big learning experience is the discovery, well, not the discovery, but the reminder that I am not responsible for helping other people overcome their toxic tendencies, cycles, dynamics, etc. Even though there are family members who kind of like thrust me in the middle of things, especially like the one remaining thing that we are struggling with is selling my grandma's house. Not a house that I have a lot of fond memories of because, you know, she, of course, was pretty abusive. And I think my family has just really felt, they've really felt evasive when it comes to finishing this one final task. Because she passed away like 3 or 4 years ago. And my family has really struggled to really mobilize in order to get this done because of all that trauma, because there are so many frayed things happening the fact that my grandmother used to pit, you know, sibling against sibling, cousin against cousin, and out of like just, I don't know if it was sheer amusement or, you know, misery loves company kind of thing. I don't know, but it was really, it was a lot. It was a lot. And me learning to decompress from these things, but also learning that I cannot manage everyone else's struggles or toxic tendencies has been such a interesting catharsis. Like this discovery that I am not responsible for that, for other people's trauma. I don't know where I'm going with this. Does this make sense? I don't know. You know, it's interesting because I'm sure many of you might be able to relate with this too. I mean, maybe you have your own difficult family dynamics. If so, if you feel comfortable, share down in the comment section below. I am going to finish packing this mess, and I really appreciate you all listening. Thank you. Bye.